Today I'd like to tell you the story about Pecos Bill and Slewfoot Sue. Now, Pecos Bill was a wild cowboy, and we already know about him. He could shoot so good, he could shoot a horsefly off a horse without even touching the horse. He could shoot the wings off a fly and make it just fall to the ground and catch it before it hit the ground. Anyway, one day, Pecos Bill was out riding along on his horse Widowmaker, and he saw something very, very strange swimming in the Mississippi River. It was a girl on the biggest catfish he'd ever seen, and the catfish was leaping in the water just like a bronco. And he saw this girl, and he saw how wild she was and how beautiful she was, and his heart just went out, and he said to himself, I love this girl. So he set himself to courting her, and he won her hand, and then she said, yes, Bill, I will marry you. So on the day of their wedding, she was dressed in her beautiful dress. And at that time, the biggest thing in fashion was for women to have what was called a bustle. And this one was the latest in fashion. It was made of steel spring, so it would bounce as she walked. Anyway, Slewfoot Sue said to Bill, because we're now going to be married, that means we have to share everything. I'll share my catfish with you if you ever want to ride him, but I need to get a ride on Widowmaker. Well, Bill said, I don't know. I mean, the horse is called Widowmaker for a reason. No one else can ride him but me. And she said, Bill, do you love me? And he said, you know I do, Sue. Well, Sue said, then you're going to have to let me ride Widowmaker. I know you can do it. So he said, okay, I don't like it and I'm worried for you, but I'll let you ride Widowmaker. So she got on Widowmaker in her beautiful wedding dress with her steel spring bustle, and she sat on Widowmaker, and first Widowmaker didn't know what to do. Someone strange was sitting on him. I don't like this. So Widowmaker started to buck, and Sue held on. But as Widowmaker was bucking about and leaping about like a maniac horse, her steel spring bustle was bouncing. So eventually it bounced her right off of Widowmaker, and she started bouncing higher and higher into the air. And she yelled, Bill, help me, help me. Well, he tried to, but she was too far away for him to lasso. Going too high up in the air, he just couldn't catch her. So as she was going up higher and higher, he finally did the only thing he could do. He pulled out his gun and he shot that steel spring bustle right off of her. But she was at the top of the bounce right then. And she ended up on the moon. Well, that seems a little bit strange. So poor Bill, heartbroken on his wedding day. Poor Sue, stuck on the moon. And that is why the coyotes and Bill still howl at the moon today. And that is the story of Pecos Bill and Slewfoot Sue.